Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to a Thursday edition of 5 Minutes with Phil. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining me today and helping me invest in you a little bit by unpacking God's Word here. And we've got a good one here. Mark chapter 5, beginning in verse 27 and going to verse 32. Now, here's kind of the setting, okay? There's a woman who has had a serious health issue, a bleeding issue for a long time. And she's tried doctors. She has tried so many things to try to get well. And then she heard that Jesus was in the area. And she decided to do something that was pretty dramatic. I would even say something that was small, but still incredible. But it's Jesus' reaction that I want you to see today. Take a look at this. Here's what it says. She had heard about Jesus, so she came up behind him through the crowd and touched his robe, for she thought to herself, if I could just touch his robe, I will be healed. Immediately, the bleeding stopped, and she could feel in her body that she had been healed of her terrible condition. And Jesus realized at once that healing power had gone out from him, so he turned around in the crowd and asked, who touched my robe? His disciples said to him, look at this crowd pressing around you. How can you ask who touched me? But he kept on looking around. You see that? He kept on looking around to see who had done it. I've never shared this thought before in a sermon, in a lesson, just right here. And if you've been around the Bible any amount of time, you know that this woman touched the hem of Jesus' garment. She touched his robe, and that simple act of faith healed her. Okay, now let's understand something. Okay, this woman was an outcast. First of all, she was a woman, and in that culture, women were not well thought of. Secondly, her physical condition made her a bit of an outcast as well, and so she had a lot of things going against her. So she was looked down on by the culture. She was just not well thought of by many, and she took this little act of faith that only she knew about, and of course, Jesus knew that somebody had touched him. And that part that I underlined there, he kept looking around to see who had done it. I get this picture of Jesus actively looking for a person who was hurting and needed a touch from him. And that's the posture of Jesus that I want to point out today, is that in a culture where you're just surrounded by a crowd of people and things and ideas, and there's stuff going around and stuff going on, and things are happening to you and around you, Jesus is looking for you. He is searching for those that are hurting. He is looking for the ones who need him the most and need his touch the most. He is. Did you notice that he didn't occupy himself with the huge crowd? He had his attention on one hurting woman who was in need of something special from him. And in this world where there's so much going on, and maybe there are people around you that you think need Jesus' attention more than you, even though you yourself, you're hurting, even though you yourself, you're going through some things, even though you personally, you're facing a battle right now that maybe nobody else knows about, but it has you down. And you've tried so many things, and may I tell you that the Lord is searching for you. He is looking for those who need him the most, and you are on his mind today. And any act that you make as far as praying to him and asking him for an answer, for hope, for a miracle, I want you to know that in spite of the crowd around you, you personally have Jesus' full attention. He loves you that much. So please live this out today, knowing that in spite of the crowds, and in spite of the situation, in spite of other people's dealings, He sees you. He's searching for you, and He cares for you personally. All right, I got to let you go on that. God bless you. Hope you have a great day today. And Lord willing, we'll see you tomorrow, okay? We love you. Bye-bye.